Just along that wall there on the port side, there are mooring chains and mooring rings. Must have been a wharf of some description back in the day. Well, it's something totally different nowadays. Not far to go to the mooring. Approaching the city centre of Blackburn. Interesting old telephone box. Just in front is a very, very impressive Daisy Fields. Was it Daisy Fields Mill?
Daisy Field?
Yes.
Daisy Field Mill.
Yes. What a magnificent building. It's had a modern extension on the end of it, obviously. They certainly knew how to build buildings back then, didn't they? Absolutely gorgeous. What a beautiful building, built in the early 1870s and was originally a flour mill. How lovely. Now looking at that sign like it's owned by Granada Television, or it's the home of Granada Television. I've no idea. But that's the Granada TV sign, definitely. Look at all this horrible graffiti though. So sad to see. I wish I had a time machine. Look at that. Stories could that tell?
Steve under the bridge.
That's it, we're all moored up. You can see Steve on Moreland Roads there. This is the Wharf, and there's actually a Calypso bistro there, Caribbean or Jamaican restaurant, I believe. Steve wants to try it this evening. So we might get a takeout, I don't know, but this will do us for tonight. Tomorrow morning, the locks at Blackburn await us. It's not far, it's only a few minutes up there. They open at 10 o'clock in the morning, so yeah, we're going to get up there and get cracking down those locks tomorrow. 6 locks, and after 4 of them, there's a service area. And we're looking forward to getting on the service area. Catch you later. Well, good morning. It's Thursday, the 3rd of August. And yes, we're at Eanam Wharf. It's quite a lovely place here. There's a Calypso Jamaican or Caribbean restaurant. I know Steve went in there for a meal last night and we had a little bit of a takeaway and it was very, very nice. But this place also has a bit of history. The wharf here was originally built in 1810, and it was built as a canal warehouse, and it basically started industry here in Blackburn. Indeed, 25,000 people came to see the opening of the wharf. There were stables here, warehouses here, and indeed cells here. Yes, convicts were stored here on the way to Liverpool via Ellesmere Port to board the tall ships to go to Australia. Yeah, lots of history here. It really must have been something to see in its day. It's something to see now. It's a beautiful area, alive with history. This would have been alive with horses, boaters, people working, earning an industry. Yes, it's lovely, even nicer to see it in the sunshine. But I'm going to trip over these cobbles and make my way back to Chugs. It's time to get going to the top of Blackburn Locks. We want to get there reasonably handy. Steve and ourselves need water, we need to use the services, and we want to get moored up reasonably handy. Looks like we've got the morning for it. Back to Chugs, and let's get going. Oh, it feels so nice to be setting off in the sunshine. See Steve there, just getting ready to follow us up. It's a lovely wharf here. Just behind, in the early 1800s, there was a large windmill. I think it stood there for about 60 years. It must have looked fantastic back in the day with all the old working boats here, moored up, waiting to get their goods and move on through the network. Not so good for those convicts that were put on the boats taken via Ellesmere Port through to the port of Liverpool, and as I say, onto the tall ships then, and on to Australia. Nice mooring there for the evening. We did enjoy it. The old and the new bridge. We see this so many times where the roads have to be widened, either for traffic or for foot traffic. See the grooves there with the ropes made their mark. Oh yeah. So here we are, just coming to the top lock here at Blackburn. We're miles too early. I think the lockies come on and open them up about 10 o'clock. I think it's only about 20 to 9 at the moment, but we can feed the puppies and feed me. What a beautiful morning. Well, that's us moored up and ready for the lockies to come. I think it's 10 till 2:30, the passage through these locks. And just up there in the distance is Steve on Moorland Rose. Love it. So a lovely lady lockie has just turned up to help Nikki through the locks now. And she set the next 2 locks. She's coming early because she heard we were coming. Brilliant. Both Steve and myself had a job actually moving the boats into the lock. There's so much rubbish in here and weeds or reeds. Yeah, very uncomfortable. It's so bad, we're actually leaving them in forward. Yeah, weird feeling. Well, it appears we've got so much rubbish behind the gates won't open. Steve is trying his best to move Moorland Rose, and he's struggling to move forward. So much rubbish in the lock. Well, I've really... Oh, you can hear the rubbish going through the prop here, and the lockie herself has said she'd never seen it as bad as this. It's not good. Look at that canal architecture. Beautiful. Thank you. Locks down. The lock for the next lock is right in front of us, so that's easy enough. Nikki's going to come down now. The lady's lockie has filled this one, so Nikki's going to come down and open the gates for us. This is going well. If we're lucky, she says. There she goes. Can you see her skipping? I can't hear you. Oh, right. Beautiful steps. According to the CRT volunteer, they have let too much water through. And you can see by this lock, we are very nearly out of the lock here. Yeah, this isn't nice, is it? Well, this is the fourth lock. Very noisy, very leaky gates. But when we come out, it's a short pound, and on the right there is the water point. We both need the water point, but it's going to be interesting to moor up there. There isn't a lot of room, so yeah, we'll have a look. Well, I suppose art takes all forms, doesn't it? We're on the water point. We've got 2 more locks to go. As you can see, the shower's going. We're just at me and Steve here. No other boats at all yet. Officially, the locks haven't opened yet. But we got an early start. So it's great. It's going to be good to get everything sorted, get rid of the rubbish, the loo, get stocked up with water and everything, and then get a mooring for a few days, which will be very nice. So, yeah, I'm enjoying it this morning. Especially in this sunshine. Well, that's the water done. 2 more locks to go. For a boater, I can't explain the feeling to have a full water tank, empty loos and empty bins. It's tremendous. These gates open up with like a winding mechanism with cogs because of the new bridge that they built there for the main road. The gates won't open, so this is supposed to aid it. Unfortunately, my gate won't open. In the end, Nikki did manage to open my gate. It's due to the amount of rubbish and wood and reeds that are actually in the locks. Thankfully, the last lock is in front of us. Nikki's on her way. Just right back there. Just as we get nearer, I can see we've got a CRT volunteer on here. They do a marvellous job, as always. Say the volunteer has told Nikki to get back on the boat, so she's just lowering the ground paddle there for him, and then it's an easy ride through the last lock. Thanks very much, mate.
I'll see you again this afternoon if you're still moored out there.
We will be.
When the stairs like this, then I walk home litter picking this afternoon.
We'll see you later. Thanks for your help, mate. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Bye now.
Bye. slowed it down a bit. I believe there's a fishing match going on. There's quite a few fishermen up here. So we'll just go and tick over. Don't want to scare the fish. Do we, darling?
No.
Don't want to scare the fish.
Not at all.
I like fish. Bit of tartar sauce. Some chips. Mushy peas. Ooh. We should only be a few minutes now from the moorings that we're heading to at Cherry Tree Moorings this evening. But there's some threatening clouds up there, so we're hoping we get moored up beforehand. But what a wonderful cruise. It's been the first cruise for weeks and weeks and weeks, I think, that we've done, but it hasn't rained, so it's very, very nice. Yeah, even got the washing out. Lovely. Well, the moorings shouldn't be too far past this bridge, apparently. Bridge 95. Looks lovely round here. All moored up. Where are we, darling?
We are at
Cherry
Cherry Tree.
Tree. Yeah. That's us moored up for 2 or 3 days at Cherry Tree. Cherry Tree.
Cherry Tree. Uh-huh.
Cherry Tree. Yeah, Steve's going away for a night or two, so we're keeping an eye on his boat, and of course, little Nutmeg. We're looking after Nutmeg. So this will do us. I believe there's a little shop nearby, so that'll be handy. Yeah, bit of R&R for 2 or 3 days. Very nice. Catch you next time.